TeraChantelle.
In the building.
In the building. Welcome. What's up?
Thank you
going
so
on?
much for having me.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Tell us about yourself, man. I've seen you doing your podcast on Instagram and everything. Great vibe, great energy, great positive mindset, fluid at what you're talking about. Tell me about yourself.
Guys, my name is TeraChantelle. I am the author of Self-Love Manual. I am the producer, writer of Royal Purpose, and we started that bad boy too.
Hey.
Podcast host of Take the Lead podcast and mastermind behind Bag Talk Sessions. So we got our hands in a few things over here.
Go check it out.
Dig. So tell us about self-love then. How do you love yourself?
How I love myself is by enjoying solitude with myself and learning about myself every day. Personal development is never ending. So you gotta just take time to read, take time to get to know yourself.
Yeah.
And that's when you can have solid relationships, solid business relationships, friendships, and now you can bring value to people by loving yourself first.
Exactly. No, that makes sense. Why do you think? That's a great point. But why do you think it seems like a lot of people don't?
Hey, all you guys out there, stop loving yourself so much, though. My fault. I know that's what y'all were thinking too. I was going there myself. I'm sorry.
I guess there's a difference between loving yourself and being too into yourself, being self-indulgent. But I guess the my point you coming from is understanding your value, understanding your principles, understanding where you come from, understanding what you have to bring to the table. And once you discover all of that, then you're valuable to anything that you want to do.
You can't
Yes.
pour from half empty cups.
Exactly, and you gotta have solitude. You gotta be good with being alone.
Yes.
You know, but a lot of people can't do that. Why do you think that is, though?
I feel like they are fighting battles within themselves. They haven't healed from the demons that they have within themselves. So that's why people that's why misery loves company at the end of the day. That's why you always gotta be around somebody. You don't wanna be in your own head to develop that healing within. But I feel like it is a difference between being arrogant and also being just confident with yourself, and that's what we gotta get to. Understanding that you are beautiful naturally, women, that you don't need all this extraness.
Natural.
Literally, you don't need extraness. You are beautiful within yourself, but that's when you gotta know your worth and know your value so you can move differently in this world.
Yeah. Sorry, ladies, the ass shots don't really help.
Man, but they getting it for y'all though.
For us to do what?
To look on Instagram, you know what I mean?
For real,
Like,
get likes on
I prefer
Instagram.
no ass shots.
we all love natural
Natural.
women. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's why people are so awed of the women in the 90s. Like if you look at pictures of like women in the 90s, people are so awed about it because there wasn't no extra stuff being done to them, and they just loved themselves. You know what I mean?
And that
But y'all said something that like it incorporates all what y'all said, knowing where you come from. And like knowing where you come from, that's like knowing who your parents are, your culture, everything. That all ties into like you as a being. So people go through stuff because they honestly don't know who they are. So if you don't know like your mother, your father, or if they don't know where they come from, you don't understand like the energies that's like you have like in your body. So like, say like my dad for instance, people be like, oh, so you a high head, this. Like, I know I'm not a high head, but my dad's the same way.
Yeah.
So I understand, I can see that in me. So it's like I have something to relate to me. I can talk to him, be like, should I have did this the other day? He was like, no, you shouldn't have done that. Boy, you crazy just like me.
Right.
And my mom came in, my mom kind of like, yeah, you just like your dad. I'm like, yeah, I get it. So I feel like calm. I know like
You know where it comes from.
Yeah.
That's the outside ideas, though.
because if I didn't have him, I'd be goddamn taking off everything.
I'm telling you, having two family in the household is so important.
It's
A
major.
mother
Definitely.
and a
It's
father. Because that's where these issues going wrong. A lot of men got mommy issues and a lot of women got daddy issues. And that's affecting their adulthood right now.
It is. And
Like men not knowing how to love a woman, or men not knowing how to be better men because they don't have that guidance. So I definitely.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's that's very true. But someone's got to be there to tell this person that hey, you're gonna need some counseling. You know, you may need some professional help, and it's not a bad thing. You know, that thing is a stigma that comes with that. So people don't even want to entertain it because it's a stigma that comes with that.
Yeah.
You know, like I had a two-parent household growing up.
That's
you know
a
what I mean?
blessing.
Exactly, it's a blessing. But I'm still open to therapy. You know, just because you can find like another area of yourself that you didn't even know was there. So you just got to be open to self-improvement at the end of the day. Right?
Exactly. We don't invest enough in self-improvement.
Right.
That's where it goes wrong. We investing into our body.
Yeah.
You know, that's just not necessary. It's like, what's your mind looking like?
Self-destruction. That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's self-destruction.
And that's all you're gonna do is attract shallowness if you only care about your appearance.
Yeah. Internal love and internal self-value is way more than the outer shell of our appearance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You definitely got to feed your soul, your mind about what you intake, about what you read, what you look at, what you eat, stuff like that. So that all takes into effect.
Y'all gotta tell these ladies though that y'all like it natural because
We do.
We've been trying to tell y'all.
They got them confused.
We do. Yo,
The rappers got y'all head.
Nah, listen, they killed Kendrick when he said a line about he loved a woman with stretch marks.
Yes.
Wow.
Like the
Not the Photoshop.
Not the Photoshop stuff, but the women who are into the Photoshop stuff came at him. So it's like, you mad at him for liking something
Yeah.
just because you chose to go a different path?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's human nature though. That's how the body works.
that's how the body works.
I ain't
You
gonna
gotta,
lie. I hate them bright colored wigs. I know I may get flat. I know the rappers may come after me, but god damn it, I'ma say it.
Say
Take
it.
that shit off.
Say
I
it.
hate it.
yeah.
If I see a neon green hair come into the club, listen, I'm gonna look the other way. I'm not white. Not even. No, I just know what comes with that.
First of all, neon green is a hot girl summer color.
I don't like neon green. I don't like neon
Hot
green.
pink,
I don't
neon
like
green,
neon
all that
green
loud
shirts.
shit. man.
Neon green bathing
Hot
suits.
girl summer.
I don't like it. It's bright. You're
Man.
bright. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to see you like
They
that.
trying to be seen.
Yeah. Why do y'all think that women get lace fronts?
I think a lot of times do it for
Maintenance.
themselves too.
Maintenance, they don't have to worry about maintenance, or it's like they might do it for themselves because some people with natural hair, it may take a minute to do their hair, so put a lace front or wig on, get out of dough.
Oh, they probably make a case that it's art, you know?
That too.
A lot of women make a case that makeup
Okay.
is also art.
That's true
You know
too.
what I mean?
Like I've seen I've done like a couple of little art schools, the art stuff, and I
Yeah.
see some girls be like they did it for, but you can tell. I'm just talking about the ones that come to the club, be out in public, going this.
That's part of the natural
I
they're
don't
looking for.
Yeah.
like it.
Yes. Why don't you like it?
I don't know. It's just something about it. It's just like why?
Yeah.
It's not even the lace front part because I can get
It's the
over
bright
this.
colors.
It's the bright
Bright
colors.
It's
Like
not necessary.
yeah, it's just like too much. It's like you just want to be loud for no reason.
Yeah.
I think you want. I just think like that's just like I want to be noticed. I want to be this. So it's something going on there to me. I think
Yeah.
that.
But you can
Notice me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also look at the other side and say they might also be experimenting too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like they might try to see what kind of looks work for them. Or maybe they might have an idol that did it. Maybe Nicki did it.
Well, we need to bring a lady that wear lace fronts so we can ask her.
Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? All lace front, step forward, steps in front of the line.
For real.
So no, the deeper.
We're gonna bring you on the podcast and ask questions because we need to
We
know.
may bring you on the podcast.
He's funny.
You gotta make a case you can come on the podcast and talk about that lace front and make a strong case.
Yeah.
So
So tell us about bag talk.
Bag talk session. This is like a vibe like this. We over here getting in touch with the spiritual nature and our spiritual gifts within. I feel like society got us chasing the bag, but we are the bag. We got all the answers within ourselves, and it makes us appreciate this journey when we realize that we are on the spiritual journey together and we're all connected and we all need each other. So why not share your story to the world and not let anybody else share your story? I feel like that's what we need, platforms like this, so we can talk about real conversations, spiritual conversations, because we can't do nothing without God.
we can.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about your journey, how you got here, what you think, because everybody views success differently too. So it's so amazing to me, like hearing other people's viewpoints on things.
Yeah. When did you launch the podcast?
2008.
2008. Wow.
Consistency matters.
2008.
No, 2018.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't say.
sorry.
Podcast wasn't even out. How you get that?
2008. No, got the 8 right. 2018.
You're a pioneer.
Right.
And look, well, I was gonna be like, was you two around in
2008?
Right.
Yeah.
Obama was back. You know what I'm saying?
2018, y'all.
I was going to college.
Right. Nah, that's dope though. That's dope. So what kind of as far as the actual topics, what kind of range do you cover specifically? You know, I know you talk about the spiritual aspect and things like that. What are more things that you touch on?
Man, personal development. Because I feel like you have to develop leadership skills in this life. Because now, right now, especially with social media, everyone wants to just compare and just follow people. But you gotta, man. I'm telling you.
What do you mean by that?
So, you see social media scroll through it all day. You see people like, oh, they're doing this, taking trips here. They got this new bag, new Birkin, whatever, following the trends. And women just be like, oh, I need this. And they apply that pressure to whoever they're surrounding themselves with.
Okay.
Just following the leader.
It's like you'll get there. If you don't have it, you'll get there when you get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The people that got it, they got there, based on their journey. You can't compare your journey to everybody else's journey.
Exactly.
You know
I'm
what I
telling
mean?
you.
You gonna get that Birkin bag one day. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
just saying though, but why do you want that Birkin bag though? What's the underlining layer that is driving you to get this Birkin bag?
To impress people that they don't like.
Right.
And to fit nothing in it because it's gonna be empty, and you just making the
Facts.
white man richer at the end of the day. So why don't you put that invest
20
in
racks.
you?
You go get that.
Is that necessary?
But to be honest, we're also like that on a lower scale though. Like, we love kicks and shoes and things like that. So when some kicks come out, we're like, oh damn, I want these kicks. You know what I mean? But it's also not a $10,000 bag.
No, but I feel like just as black people though, we are just consumers.
Status.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sure,
We
sure.
only care about just buying things. That's why we have such a huge wealth gap in the black community because we are the ones that consumers. They know that black people buy and black people got the money.
We are.
So we gonna sell it to the black people because we the dumb ones to go get it.
Yeah.
And we don't even need it.
We
It's
let it.
actually a status thing too though. So people want that type of stuff because they want to feel like they're more than somebody else. Really, they just be like, I got this, y'all niggas ain't da-da-da. That's all you hear. So it's like, it's in the music, it's braggadocious, and it's status. Not knowing you can stun on a black person, but you can't stun on this other white person. They be like, nigga, that's my granddaddy's company. It's stupid to do it in the first place. Why not create your own, build your own up, then you can go stun on them, then we can all look at them like, yeah, y'all need to come to us now.
Yeah, that's the mindset.
They come to us anyway. Think about our music. They come to us anyway. Think about the sports. You know what I mean?
And that's what we are, the entertainers, we're the athletes, but in the back end, they getting
They
paid. We the product. We the pawn.
all the money.
They getting paid. We getting coins.
There's no reason.
Yeah, we pay.
Right. There's no reason Michael Jordan shouldn't be worth 15 to 20 billion right now.
Easily.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? When the head of Nike is worth excess amount of billions.
But that's what he's geared to.
You know?
He already got
But he
ownership in the
been
team.
there, though.
And he
got
built
his own
Nike.
brand.
He built
He
Nike.
basically did.
He built it.
Right. Because I think in the documentary, Nike's won. They won really.
Oh, they were nothing.
Yeah,
it was
nothing.
It was Adidas. It was Converse.
Yeah.
They came to Michael, got Michael the deal. Michael blew up, and they put all of their resources behind him. So everything you see about Nike, the big factories, when Drake was at the little shoot, that's Jordan.
That's really Jordan.
Jordan.
That's really Jordan.
And
I'm
that's
glad he gave him his
really-
own branch.
Yeah.
I'm glad he gave him his own branch and everything in the Nike, but it's like, is that turning into monetary gain? You know what I mean? Is that?
Nah, I doubt it. It's gonna be long term because he's building his own branch and then he's actually having pillars underneath him. So you see Chris Paul, you see Blake
Zion,
Griffin, you see Zion, you see Carmelo, stuff like that. And even still, with Nike, Jordan built it up, Tiger Woods built it up, Serena Williams built it up, Drake is not building it up. Those are pioneers within the game, but also they're building their own thing.
Travis Scott.
Yeah, Travis Scott. So I'm pretty sure they have.
Everything that nigga Travis Scott touched me going crazy.
He's
now.
gonna go, man. He's not missing right
He
now.
really made a McDonald's menu, and you could it was $6. In 2 weeks, it was $9, $10. I was like,
I hope you're not eating that burger.
I definitely had a Travis Scott.
Oh my god, that's fake meat.
Yeah, it was fake delicious too.
Terrible.
No, I know it's bad, but still, sometimes I just be like,
From time to time, you know, I getting a little taste. You know,
Don't act like you eating that at the McDonald's.
Man, yes, back in the day, but now that we are conscious, aware of what they put in our food, we gotta move different.
That's true.
Cause that's how they try to take us out. They kill us
That's
slowly
true.
with this
That's
fast food.
They are. But
I still take my black seed oil. I still take my elderberry oil. Listen, I'm not playing. I had a Travis Scott meal. Then after I ate the meal, I took some vitamin C, and I took a little teaspoon of blackberry oil, black seed oil.
So you knew you was doing wrong.
Oh yeah, I knew it.
hey,
I do better all by myself.
you can't feel guilty about it then if you just know. You just know. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But no, that's what we talking even going back to like FUBU, like if you think about it, we should have built up FUBU to Versace level.
Yeah.
Because it's literally for us, by us. That's literally what FUBU stands for. You know what I mean?
I wonder why is the mindset that we'd rather go to clothing brands, these labels that don't even benefit us or like us in the first place, though.
Brainwashing. That's all that is. Brainwashing. Making you think that something is greener on the other side. You know what I mean? Because you may have seen some actors or some actresses with it or some
rappers.
You know what I'm saying?
Conditioning.
It's all conditioning. It's all conditioning, and it's constantly be pulling in the lyrics now with the rapping and everything, and you know you constantly hear it, and then you start paying attention about it when you didn't even really care. No, we didn't. I still don't really care about high fashion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I hear it all the time, to the point that I start actually paying attention to it a little bit now because I just hear it all the time. You know what I mean?
That's why you gotta just have value within. So understanding that it doesn't matter, you shouldn't be phased by these labels, and you're just making them richer at the end of the day.
Exactly.
But our culture goes out of our way to shop with people that hate us. It's mind blowing to me.
Damn, that's deep.
It's literally mind blowing.
Yeah.
That's very true. Even the whole Gucci thing. There was a I forgot. It was like a Chinese store where the Chinese guy he hit a black girl, right? And that's where they go with their like their hairs and all that stuff like that. So he got into it with the black girl, hit her. It was some black dudes out there protesting the store, and the black girls were all lined up, still trying to go back to that Chinese man's store. I was just like, why? Stop shopping with them. Make them go out of business. If they can't respect us, fuck them. Excuse me, language. Fuck them.
For real. Our dollar is so powerful.
It's the most powerful dollar, I believe.
Facts.
We got the most money, but we just don't spend it wisely.
We don't spend it.
We don't spend it within our community.
We
It don't circulate that much.
Oh, it stays for 2 hours.
2 hours.
Right. So
Back in the day, 1960s, the Edgewood was the most rich, the richest black community. The dollar circulated 24 times before that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Edgewood. Now look at Edgewood. Edgewood should be better, man. We got to do better with Edgewood. But now I like the fact that you covered those topics. If you had to pick one guest, who's on the top of your list that you would like to invite back? Talk. It could be any industry. I'm talking about.
Man, I gotta get Dr. Omar Johnson.
Omar Johnson.
Gotta get Doctor.
Okay.
Gotta get him.
Why him specifically?
Oh, cause that's just a powerful brother that will set the record straight for a lot of us. Because right now we are just brainwashed, we are just dumbed down, and we don't got our black mind.
Yeah.
So he gotta teach us to get our black mind back in attack out here.
I like his direction. His takes are kind of some of his takes are like laughable to me.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Yeah, like the Kobe Bryant take. Did you hear about that? When he said there was a conspiracy behind it, his death.
Oh, I low-key believe that's true.
With the pharmaceutical companies, and I don't understand. Like, I don't know exactly what he said, but he said it to that. To that. What am I trying to say?
Aspect.
To that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's kind of insensitive too.
You said it at the beginning. But we gotta be mindful because they do be killing us. You see what they did to Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
like the government kill us and take us out. So
I do.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's true. You can make a case about Dr. Sebi that he was killed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all he was teaching was what Stokes talking about.
Yeah, so, but the thing about it was with Dr. Umar, I understand that, like, sometimes, like, our, like, intelligent black brothers who, like, preach black love, black this, black that, they'll have takes or something that you don't agree with, but that doesn't mean, this isn't about you, but that doesn't mean you just automatically, oh, I don't like what he said, this nigga dumb, and you throw him away. But what about everything else that's positive about what he said to us and that's for us? So anybody that's like speaks like for black people and the upliftment of black people, man, I'm with you. So it's like even if I disagree, I'm still with you because what you're saying. So anybody has something to say about like Farrakhan, like oh he hates black, like, no, Farrakhan loves black people. If you're a black person, you should love Farrakhan because he loves you.
Yes, and doing all the work for you to uplift you and make you go in the right direction. It's hard trying to teach ignorant black people and having patience with us.
It's tough.
For real. And then when you dedicate your life to try to help us get unstuck, you gotta commend those brothers, man. Everybody you name, because they put their life on the line for us.
Malcolm X.
Man, we are just at such a stuck mindset, we are just truly just lost touch to our ancestors, lost the connection. Yeah. So like you gotta constantly have patience.
They did that to us though.
Literally, so we gotta have patience with one another.
So this is my story about my family. So we come from like the country of Georgia, Washington, Georgia. It's real country. Slave plantations, everything. So if you drive down to Washington, Georgia, you're gonna see slave plantations. They're still up down there. And I used to always ask my dad like, why don't I know more about my family? So my dad was telling me he was going back, and he went back to a point to after like my grandmother, and he was like, well, we don't know anything about that. I'm like, why? Why don't we know anything about that? He was like, well, shit, what? That was slavery. He's like, everybody was gone. We just now got back together with my generation, which was his.
Wow.
So that's powerful.
So if people don't really understand like why we so discombobulated, man, just go. If you go back 5 generations in some people's family, they just came out of slavery. They don't know where their kids are. They don't know where their mother was. They don't know anything.
The trauma's still there.
And that's why we need black unity more than ever. And that's why I preach about black love more than ever. Like we have to stick together because that's just a prime example.
Yeah, that's a prime example. All right, so in closing, you believe that you can actually be in a healthy relationship and business partnership with the person that you're with.
Yes, that's the only way I would be in a relationship is if we in business together.
Gotcha. What if you guys are, not to cut you off, Chad, what if you guys are just in different businesses but you're successful? What do you think about that?
Yes. And I think we should still as well bring in another entity for us to just build the empire and the legacy together. But that's why it's so important to have separate business accounts, like separate bank accounts, I believe. You got your money, I got my money.
Don't touch my money.
Literally, I don't even want to know how much money you got. Just make sure you making money.
Yeah.
That's personal. That's when money get involved. That's why I don't be asking people for money. I don't be begging for money because that's how we fall out is because of money. But if you paying your part, doing what you're supposed to do, not being a liar, then it's solid this way.
I think 50% of divorces are because of money.
Yeah, I would say that it's 2 things. First of all, I think what you said is like the number 1 key to like divorce is money, and the second thing y'all said what did I just say?
To have separate business accounts.
Yeah, by coming together like as a family, entities. Yeah, so basically, if you're gonna be like in like a business relationship, that takes a lot of communication because it's gonna be arguments, difference of opinions. So like, I know it sounds easy, like y'all make it sound like simple, but like that takes. I'm saying y'all make it sound easy. It's a lot of communication. It's a lot of just hard arguing.
But that's why it starts with self. Have a relationship with yourself first, so then you can have healthy relationships around you. Work on you and have that personal development for you. So then when you get involved with someone or in a business relationship, now the communication is going to be even more stronger and you guys can work and now you understand your strengths and weaknesses. That's what's so important. You got to know where this person lacks so you can fill in and conquer and complete that goal for that day. But you can't be in competition either with your partner.
You cannot.
You're on the same team. That's where it goes wrong. Like we ain't competing with each other. We on the same team.
We're on the same damn team. We're going to collapse from within if you compete with each other. And that's not the goal.
Yeah.
The goal is to, find the finish line and go through the finish line.
Unless it's a healthy competition. Like, if I get 1,000 subscribers this month, then hey, I'm gonna get 1,000 subscribers.
Or dinner on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dinner on you that night.
Literally. Healthy.
Dinner on
like
a business
that.
account on you.
Literally.
Exactly.
Write that thing.
Write that off.
Right. That's some funny shit. Write that off. No, that's really important. Very, very important. How do you feel about the mixing of social media when it comes to relationships? I just watched, Social Media Dilemma, the documentary on Netflix.
Wow.
It really went into in-depth detail about how it's affecting our everyday lives. And I just wanted to get people's perspective. We just want to get people's perspective on, how did it affect you? How does it affect you individually, positive and negatively?
Social media is a blessing in disguise, depending on how you use it. You can't let social media use you. You gotta use social media.
Facts.
How we met is off of social media. Social media is a blessing. We can collaborate with people, and you can truly build a business. We have so much more resources now as millennials to take it there, to take it to the next level. But if you use social media in spite of comparison, or you are not mentally stable, that's where right, literally, if you're not healthy mentally, you're gonna be affected by it. You're gonna be triggered. Every single time you get online.
I'm not gonna lie, cause I never understood why people used to be like, oh, they get like into like a relationship. I'm deleting on my social media. I'm like, why?
I felt like that before. Why? Because it's like, me personally, I use social media as a business.
Yes.
So like, I'm advertising, marketing, but I'm still having fun personally. But when you get into a relationship and stuff like that, people in relationships take it seriously.
They take it so,
They be eyeing you and watching every one of your moves and stuff like that. It's like they can see who you like and it's all that stuff, and it's kind of confusing within a relationship because obviously the woman's going to be like kind of stalking you or like watching what's going on, kind of seeing what's going on, and she's going to have that conversation with you.
Right, I feel that.
Why you like her picture?
For real.
Right, and
That's my friend. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and that's just insecure to me.
Right.
Because we still individuals at the end of the day, and we're still working towards a common goal. We're working towards our goal, so I have to communicate. I have to be having this human and human connection with another individual because this person got my blessing, is trying to be a blessing to me.
Right.
So you have to understand that, and we can't take things so serious and so personal.
Yeah, we can't, because it's just gonna create unnecessary problems. Sometimes I got to the point where I just deleted my Instagram just cause I don't want that extra stuff that comes with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you gotta understand who you getting involved with too. If you're getting involved with a socialite, a mogul, a living legend, so you gotta understand like people are just gonna be drawn to you though, just off of your energy, and you have to be with someone who is secure with themselves so they don't take things and get upset that you are communicating, you're not being quote unquote too friendly because you're just trying to uplift people as well.
That's exactly what I was getting at. So like basically, if you're like on social media, you're in a relationship and you going through all this, like either you delete it, you not delete it, the outcome to me is still gonna be the same. Cause that person right there, they're watching you doing all this stuff to you, that's a control issue. So either they just controlled you to do something that you normally wouldn't do. So as me personally, you can't I'm so bullheaded, you can't make me do anything I don't want to do.
That's disturbing. The Taurus.
You can't make me do nothing I don't want to do. So either you either gonna get over it or we're gonna break up. Because if it's not that, it's gonna be something else.
Yeah.
It's gonna be this, or if we go out, it's gonna be that. Why did you look at this? No.
Yeah.
So personally, you gotta be strong-minded, strong-willed, and have an understanding. No. This is just social media. This is not real life. This is not reality. Everything you see, even if you look at my social media, everything you see is what I want you to see.
Yeah.
Everything I put up is what I want you to put up. That's not me at all. They'll tell you 100%. People see my social media and meet me in person and be like, bro, you way different. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's not.
You don't know me.
Right.
It's a representation of you, but it's not necessarily you. You know what I mean? And
that's one aspect of who I am.
And you controlling what you post.
Right. Both sides have to understand that. If both sides don't understand it, it's not gonna work.
Yes.
It's not gonna work.
Yes, because that's just where insecurity comes in. People truly taking social media too seriously.
Right.
That's why they're ruining their own relationships.
Exactly.
Overanalyzing everything.
Now I will say this: if I'm on social media and I start following somebody and then they start posting just negativity, just a bunch of crazy stuff, then I will unfollow. I'm not gonna comment. I'm not gonna talk junk. I'm unfollowing. I'm unfollowing positive people that make me laugh, people that inspire me. That's it. If you use that as your social media, you're good. Yeah. But if you're just following people to talk junk, hate, that shows a lot about you and what you're doing. Why would you follow someone that triggers you?
And why would you write an essay in the comment trying to argue with somebody?
Oh my goodness.
You don't know this person. Why are you arguing with this person?
That's how I know when I really don't care, when I don't argue back. I don't even comment people back.
Comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's when you gotta reach that type of level of security within yourself. You're not even about to fight with people.
Yeah, they said, why argue with a fool? Because people on the outside are not gonna know who the fool is.
Oh, literally.
That's true.
Literally.
That's true.
So I'm gonna just take myself outside of that equation.
Exactly. Don't even get in the mix.
What's the end of the day?
So in conclusion, social media is a great tool. It's a positive tool. It has a lot of negativity on there, but at the end of the day, you can control it by either deleting it or control it by controlling what is on your feed, so to speak.
What you see, what you feed
see,
yourself.
exactly.
Which also goes in what we was talking about before, feeding your spiritual self, feeding your mental self, everything. So like, you have to feed yourself positivity, think positive, like just be around positive people. You see, Travis was on his feed, saw a positive person. I guess she felt the vibe and was like, okay, these are like-minded people. They have podcasts, we do podcasts. A good thing came out of it. That's how you use it.
Yes, literally collaborate on social media, not compete.
Exactly. So, let's run down some quick topics before we close it out. NBA championship.
Lakers.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, LeBron.
Warriors come back next year, but shout to LeBron and the Lakers.
Like the
Warriors come back next year.
Steph Curry, we've been waiting for like 2 years now.
The Warriors
What?
Yeah, Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, that deal.
I know that. I said we've been waiting for like 2 years because he's been hurt.
It seemed like 2 years. It's only been a year, but it seemed like 2 years.
It seemed like 2 years.
But how do you feel about LeBron winning? You being from Cleveland, how do you feel about seeing LeBron winning another jersey?
Man, he put it on for the city. He represents Cleveland and Akron everywhere he goes, and that's all you gotta do is just represent where you from and own it, cause that's a part of you.
Yeah.
He just a kid from Akron making it happen.
Right.
That's a bar.
That's a bar. And he drove that community up. You know, he got a school there. He got a school that he built there. The economy of Cleveland boomed when he was there.
Man, built us up.
Built all the way up. And I think even after he left the effects of him being there on a high scale. So, I mean, what can you ask more from Bron? You know, and I'm not even a pure Bron fan because I grew up a Kobe fan. And, you know, there was always that Kobe versus Bron thing there. You know what I'm saying?
I never had that.
I don't know. I always argue with people who just always Bron fans, man. It's just
if you're a Kobe fan, you couldn't be a LeBron fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was kind of.
That's what I wonder. Why do we put two great people against each other? Like, why can't they both be great?
No, they were great. It's just like you can't have Kobe as your favorite and LeBron as your favorite. It's like,
I swear, that was me. I used to literally just like, people always ask, like, who's your favorite player? Man, I like all of them. I like everybody. I can't, So I love the way Derrick Rose used to drive to the basket. I love the way Steph Curry shoots. I love the way LeBron passes and like his demeanor on the court. I love the way Kobe used to just do everything. So I don't know. I just never compared basketball players like that. It's like I like something about each and every player.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Different, though. I'm weird, I know.
I got you. But congrats to the Lakers. Big win. Very different. It was in a bubble. That's gonna be a very unique championship that people are gonna look back on. They're gonna be like, oh, remember that year when it was in Orlando in the bubble?
Yo, LeBron was like, yeah, thank you guys for putting this thing together. Like, I'm like, wow, it's a whole thing. Literally a whole thing.
That's kind of disrespectful though. There's a lot that went into this thing, yo.
What?
It's a lot.
No, he's like, because he understands, like, it's all money. They getting money.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, y'all forced us to be away from our family, to put us in a bubble, to
Not
lock
really,
us up.
because they could have opted out. So it wasn't.
They could have opted out.
Well,
some players opted
that's
out.
not 100% true. So if the teams would have opted out, like a portion of their money would have been cut for next season. So a lot of players went and got their full contract that they signed for, and then that would have gave the owners license to go and renegotiate the collective bargaining agreement. So it was a lot that was going on. And it was a lot of money that was like would have been lost to the players.
Ah, got you.
So
they played for the future, basically.
Right, they had to play. They made it seem like that.
You know the commissioner.
You know Adam Silver? You Adam Silver.
It's the same, bro. You gotta read out here in the streets.
You right?
Niggas is
That boy
intelligent. You feel
stole me
me?
reading. I ain't mad at that. Another topic.
Oh, happy birthday, Rob.
Happy birthday.
Oh yeah, shout out to my homeboy Rob. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday, dog.
Come on,
Absolutely.
Libra gang.
Yeah, happy birthday, Tara.
Happy birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Appreciate
We got a
it.
Libra gang here.
Libra.
Y'all like party animals though.
Libra goddess.
Yeah.
We're just social.
Yeah, y'all
We're
be
social.
y'all be out.
We're
Y'all be
social.
out and about. But it's a good thing though.
I'm not like that no more. I used to definitely be the life of the party. Now
Yeah.
I'm like introverted. I like intimate settings.
Gotcha. Calm down a little bit.
Oh yeah, gotta
Do
get out
y'all
the
believe
system.
in y'all signs?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I do. I believe a lot of things about it. I do believe a lot of things about it.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah, you even started off saying you a bull. You know you believe in it too.
Yeah.
I didn't say I didn't.
Stokes does. Stokes believes in it. You know what I'm saying? But I can see why somebody can really believe in it because I believe in it too. I believe in my son. You know what I mean? And you just can't get lost into that though. If you're too lost into that, then you're gonna strictly go off your sign and start making decisions off your sign. And it's like you don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Astrology plays a huge part in life though, like from the moon and the sun. So and it deals with time. So it plays a big part.
I better learn your moon sign. I told you. Yeah.
It do though, and you can get to know yourself too when you just read up on why you understand why things start to make more sense to you.
I will say this though, when I learned about like the Taurus signs and all that stuff, like how we like sensitive to energy, I've always been like that my whole life. I always feel like I could like feel the energy of the room, and I always go with the energy of the room. So people be like, so why you kind of stand da 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 da? Like, man, shit, I feel what's going on right now. So people be like, why you so quick to? I just knew what it was at that time.
Yeah.
So if I'm like happy and I'm doing da da da, like, I feel it. If I'm kind of like just chilling in the back, I feel it, man.
Wow.
Something going on.
That's beautiful.
That's a great thing to have. That's like a superpower.
Yeah, that's literally.
It's like a superpower for real.
It takes me all this time.
Just to switch baseball a little bit, a hot topic this week is the fact that Ice Cube went to meet with President Trump's team about a possible plan for a black agenda to have, and he's been getting backlash from us, unfortunately, from his own people. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about people coming at him and?
It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Like,
he's truly standing by us and trying to help us close this wealth gap.
Right.
If you really, I bet half of the people that's going in on them didn't even read the contract. Didn't even read it.
Yeah. I just saw Ice Cube met with Trump team. Oh, hell no, nigga. I ain't watching Friday no more.
Niggas gonna watch Friday. You went way too far. Niggas gonna watch Friday. I don't care what.
That's all what he did though from us, just with the music. He been about the culture from the jump.
He's part of Fuck the Police.
He wrote it.
He wrote that.
He was like, fuck the police. Like, it's Ice Cube now.
What?
He is he's truly a solid brother, and you gotta commend him what he is trying to do for us.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to meet with the people who is in charge to delegate this issue to make it happen. Who you think you just think he just not gonna talk to nobody? He gonna talk to himself?
Exactly. I guess what some people had a problem with too was the fact that he met with them a few days before the election. So it kind of looks like it's an optic that Trump's team was trying to get more black votes by meeting with someone in the black community that had a loud voice. So it's like, hey, if we can get him on board, maybe he can say something, or it can look like we care about the black community, so we'll be able to translate that to more votes. You know what I mean? So in that aspect, I can see why people will get pissed off about that. But at the end of the day, you got to see the larger picture. The larger picture is that he's working on trying to get something done for us.
Yes.
You know?
And the Democratic Party wouldn't even meet with him. They said we'll meet after the election. So that just shows the mindset of the Democrats. So
and they're supposed to be on our side.
And they have not done nothing for black people if you really want to talk about it.
Yeah, a meeting is a meeting, so
that's a negotiation.
Right.
People don't even know how to negotiate though.
It's a meeting, so just because I'm meeting with them doesn't mean I'm for them. Because white people hate each other all the time. We'll have a meeting and be like, okay, well, I align with you on this, you align with me on this.
Literally.
All right, so we're going to work together for this, but I don't mess with you. But for this set scenario, this benefits me, and this also benefits you. Okay, so